Good morning to the students. Today, myself is T. Manimajula. Now I am going to explain about the international relations, and with the we will look after the international law also. So, as the course of LLB and BA LLB, we already observed about the international relations. So now we are going to discuss about what is international relation and how the evolution and how the out of the maintaining the international relation, how the international law was brought up and developed. That we are going to discuss today's in the class. Okay. So first, as we know, the state's essential elements. Among the 5 essential elements, the state is mentioned. International recognition or international connectivity with the other nation is very important. So, as we know, we discussed in the previous classes also, here the political science clearly explains about the what is the political relations, what is the interrelations with the other states. So, now after the 19th century, as we discussed in the earlier classes also, here we have to look into the what is international politics. So, these days we are hearing or we are able to observe, and so many news we are hearing about the international relations, especially at the time of warfare, at the time of peacemaking things. Okay, so at the time, if you observe the relationship between the states, so as we discussed here, international relation is a very important in present scenario. So international relations, it is developed in the 20th century, but means we can't say that it is developed in the 20th century. Before that, we don't have the international relation. What if we put a question, if we look into back, then we can able to observe the international relations are not as now we are observing, but there is an international relation we can observe from the ancient period onwards. So as we discussed in the political science, the international relations are very important when a state cannot be exist themselves. So, as human beings are the social animals, as Aristotle has emphasized about the relationship between the man and state, here the state has essential element that international relation is a one of the point. Okay, or one of the essential element maintaining the international relation. So, when we observe the previous days, our ancient and how the international relations were evaluated, if we observe there, we can identify the previous days or ancient period, the relations which is maintained between the states. States are there, different states are there. These states are maintaining the relationship. But the relationship, sometimes the relationship friendly relation, sometimes we can find the relationship like enemy states, that they are having the relationship with the other country. So some states are very closely maintain the relation, some states are not able to maintain the closely relation due to their geographical issues, due to their other conflicts, due to their other issues, they could not able to maintain the international relations. So and another thing is the previous international relation quite about the trading system, means the international relations are purely based on the trading, imports and export. What we have to import, and what we need we should get from the other country. For that purpose only we have maintained the international relations. So here international relations in the previous days quite we can observe based on for the purpose of trading only. But after the 19th century, or we can say World War I and 2, if we observe here, the World War I and 2, when we observe, lot of international conflicts was raised. That the reason it lead to Second World War and First World War. So after these, the nations was realized, no, we should maintain a particular law. We should maintain a relationship with with the other, and we have to proclaim the peace among the nations. When we have to proclaim the peace among the nation, for the purpose, the peaceful relationship we have to maintain. It is very impossible if a country continuously maintain the friendly relation with the other country. It is very difficult, as we have having the experience of if take the example of India. Neighbor countries have a lot of influence with the India, and India is having the Panchashila foreign policy. Because of that, India is maintaining the international relation beyond their countries. So even there is a countries, even there is a difference of opinion, even there is some geographical issues are there, political issues are there, economical issues are there, but India is maintaining a friendly relation, and whenever India has to project and freely, openly, the opinion and the decision of India can be pronounced. So can be explained to the international organization. Now the scenario is now India is openly, because when we observe the World War I and II, after the wars, the total world countries were divided into two parts. When the two parts was divided, one party have their supporting group, and another party has a supporting group, another nations. So this is called as a triple entity and triple alliance. So triple entity, triple alliance, the group of nations became two parts. So when such a situation, the India only can take stand as an independent. India did not either enter or it is not taken a part in the two groups, and it has a free and liberty and standard for the explaining or for give the opinion about any issue. The recent issue also we can say about the Israel issue, recently we can say about the Russian issue. Even in the UNO, India is projecting their individual opinion. Neither they are forced, neither they are influenced by any nation. At the same time, India is maintaining the relationship with the two groups in a equal way. So that is international relationship. As I said in the earlier, states always, in the previous days, states always maintain the relationship to carry the trading relation. Some countries have the political relation, some countries maintain the economical relation, like that. But here, as international relations, the definition, if you observe the international relation, because in the present scenario, in the 21st century, no country can be feel themselves as an individual. And the country, as we know about the sovereignty of the nations, when we discuss about the sovereignty of the nation, the sovereignty means no other country can interfere in the internal matters of the country. That is the sovereignty. And at the same time, India is declared themselves in the constitution. India is a sovereign country. When India is declared as a sovereign country, India is to stand themselves to protect the nation from the internal affairs, from the internal forces as well as external forces. So, as almost all the countries, world countries, nations was declared themselves as sovereign. When the sovereignty is there, the sovereign itself says the protection of the country within the nation, and at the same time, external force should not be interfere in the matters of the any country. In such a situation, how we will maintain an international relation? This is very difficult part now. So once we discuss here, the famous definition is here, international politics. Here, international politics, they are saying about the international politics includes analysis of the political relations and problems of peace among the nations. So politics, the politics itself shows the conflicts, difference of opinion, opposition parties, opposition opinions, conflicts will be involved in the politics. If one party says something, the other party will oppose it. Okay, so very difficult to proclaim the peace. For that purpose only here, the peace among the nation is a very, very plays vital role, and it is very difficult to proclaim the peace. Means here, after the First World War, Second World War, and establishment of UNO. Okay, establishment of UNO in the year 1945, October 24th, the UNO was established. This is called as an international organization. When it is called as international organization, the prime motive is proclaim the peace among the nation. So here, difference of opinion, difference of the conflicts are there. When we have the difference opinion, different conflict, and we have to maintain the relationship, it is very difficult. So for that purpose here, peace proclamation is very important. For that purpose, every country has to maintain the international relations. So international relation, if there is a conflict, the conflict should be addressed in the UNO or any other international organizations. There we can address the conflict in a peaceful manner. We should not give any opportunity, any problems or any issues are there. These issues, these problems has to address in the international organization and get the solution for that international issue. So now we can say that the world community, now we became as a world community. It is nowadays we can find the word, or it is very frequently we are hearing that world community. So when we are talking about the world community, this world community is very important right now. It is very important. So here, citizenship. When we talk about the citizenship, so citizenship is completely related to the one particular boundary country. Okay, so these citizens are maybe having the citizenship in a particular territory, but if any issue raised in the particular country, then the international organization will take care of that. For example, I am saying here, so world community. Now, the world maybe have the borders, but to maintain the international peace, for that purpose, we are consider all the nations as a world community. So these world communities, why we are maintaining is here for world protection of country's peace, protection of security of the citizen, protection of the geographical areas, protection of economical areas, development of the countries. For so many issues are there, we have to address in the international level. So for that purpose here, the politics of the world country